Hey guys, another training video for frequently asked questions, and this one is going to be on a rather interesting topic, and that's going to be predicated offers. How do predicated offers work? How should you handle predicated offers? Because how you should handle them is very different based off whether you're the buyer's agent or whether you're the listing agent. So I'm going to try to explain this in a way that is simple to digest and understand, but it is going to get slightly complicated, so just pay attention as best you can and feel free to ask questions. Okay. So number one, what is a predicated offer? Predicated offer is when somebody effectively says, I will buy this if I can sell this. Now then, it's important to distinguish the two types of predications. There is an open predication, okay? With an open predication, that means that the seller can still look at other offers. Okay, and then there's a closed predication, which means the seller can look at other offers, but they can only be accepted as a backup offer. So, number one, let's look at this from a closed predication situation. If I am writing an offer for a client, okay, it's always better for me to go with a closed predication, okay? Now then, the reason is because it basically takes all other offers off the table, all right? Now then, if I'm writing an offer for a client whose house is under contract, I always insist on a closed predication. However, if I'm writing an offer for a client whose house is not under contract, then I'm not writing a closed predication offer typically, unless the offer is just ridiculously good. Now then, open predication, what's the difference? Open predication means a seller can look at other offers without accepting them as a backup offer. However, anytime you have an open predication situation, there is a form that has to be included. And that form is called an open predication form, or just a predication form. And effectively what that form states is two things. This is the house that it's predicated against the sale of, and this is how much predication response time we are asking for. Now then, the predication response time, what that means is that if the seller has another offer come through that they like, that is acceptable, then there is a certain time frame in that predication response time that they have to notify in writing the buyer and tell them, you have this amount of time to remove your predication and agree to close. Otherwise, we are terminating our agreement and proceeding with this other one. So logically, okay, if you have a listing that is accepting an open predication offer, you want that time frame to be as low as possible. However, if you are the buyer and you are writing an open predication offer, you want that time to be as long as possible. Because if you've got 72 hours or more, 96 hours or a week to try to remove your predication, most buyers are not going to wait around for a week to see if somebody removed their predication. They're going to move on and find another house, okay? So as the buyer's agent, I want that length of time to be as long as possible, okay? The reason is because it deters other offers. However, as the listing agent, I want that time period to be as low as possible, because if another offer or a better offer comes through, I want there to only be like 12 hours, 24 hours at the most, before my client can accept that other offer as the main offer, okay? So that is how open predications work and closed predications work. Now then, generally speaking, if you're writing an open predication offer, you do not have much leverage if you are the buyer's agent, because what you're really doing is writing a hypothetical offer. That's all you're doing. However, as the listing agent, if you are receiving an open predication offer, typically you have all the leverage in the world. You should get an offer that is extremely good, typically close to asking price and not much concessions. The reason is because it's not a ready, willing, and able buyer. It's somebody who needs to do something else in order to buy the house, needs to sell something in order to buy something, okay? So with that being the case, okay, as a buyer's agent, why write that offer? Well, the reason is because if your client has a house that you think you can sell quickly, it's at the right price point in the right market, whatever else, then it makes it to where you can tie up the house that they want. That's the only point of writing an open predication offer, is to tie up a house, okay? As on the other side, the reason you would accept an open predication offer is because generally speaking, you're going to get a better offer. And if you're not in a hurry to move, if your selling client is not in a huge hurry to move, it might make sense to accept that offer. So that is how predications work. Okay, now then, a couple of important points. If you're going to write a closed predication offer, you do not have to include the predication form. All you need to do is put in the additional terms and conditions, the predication is to be closed. Okay, that's all it has to say, is predication is to be closed. Okay, now be prepared. The other agent is probably going to say, hey, can you verify this is under contract? Can you verify you're through inspections? Can you verify they're pre-approved? Can you verify all these things? Be prepared to do that, but demand a closed predication situation if you can, because that gives your client the most leverage. Okay, so definitely push for that. Okay, some people have asked this question, okay, and it's kind of wonky, but it's true. If you write a predicated offer situation and check the predication offer box, but you don't include the additional form for an open predication, and you don't write down anywhere that it's a closed predication, what is it? And the answer is, it's by default a closed predication, okay? So if you check off the box saying this is predicated, but then don't give any other information and don't attach the other form, then it is a closed predication offer. And that is a fact. I've had that situation a few times, and the lawyers have always said, nope, it's closed. Without any additional terms, it's closed, okay? So understand that's how that works. So if you're expecting to get an open predication offer for your client, okay, and somebody sends you an offer and that box is checked and there's nothing else written in there, whatever you do, do not respond to that offer until you have that open predication form with a timeline in it, okay? If there is no timeline in it, guess what that means? Infinity, okay? That means they have infinite time to decide whether they can remove their predication, okay? So just be aware of all the little nuanced things, okay? Be careful. If you respond to an offer that you're being told verbally is open predication, but you don't have the form, guess what? It's closed predication, okay? You got to understand the little nuances of all these things and understand how they can affect you. So be careful anytime you're dealing with these situations. Anytime you got a predication situation, be careful, okay? Take a moment to reread a contract. Take a moment to make sure you got all your ducks in a row regarding your documents, because if you don't, you could string a listing out to dry indefinitely, and nobody likes that situation. That's not fun. So hope this has answered some questions. Let me know if you have any more questions regarding this topic. I'd be happy to answer them. This is Grant. Have a great day.